One of the most important aspects of becoming a great Counter-Strike player is developing your aim. Since I started playing Counter-Strike a little over a year ago, I've developed a system that enables me to make significant improvements in my mechanics in a very short time period. I know my system works because I have the results to back it up. Since I started playing, I've gained well over 1,400 elo on Faceit, recently breaking 2,500 elo, which has allowed me to play with some of the best players in my region.
Nice, one more. Yeah, fuck that shit too.
In this video, I'll share the exact steps I follow to keep improving. So whether you're not getting results from your current routine or struggling to climb out of your elo bracket, I'll provide you with necessary tools to reach your true potential. Before we get started with the video, let's talk about today's sponsor.
Nice. What up, Flick?
What up, Flick? This video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 trading site, and out of all CS2 trading sites, this one gives you the most value for your money. Every $100 traded, you'll receive a free $5. SkinsMonkey is the easiest way to instantly get new skins. You can use their filter tools to find the right skin for you, and if anything goes wrong, you could use their 24/7 live chat support. But that's not all. SkinsMonkey is increasing their 35% deposit bonus this Black Friday. For a limited time, SkinsMonkey is offering a 45% deposit bonus. And if you missed out on Black Friday, that's no problem. SkinsMonkey is offering a 40% deposit bonus all weekend. So head over to SkinsMonkey using the link below and trade up to your dream skin. Step 1. The first change you need to make is redesign your training routine. The problem with most people's training routine is that it doesn't cover all aspects of aiming in Counter-Strike. Think about your training routine right now and be honest with yourself. Does it equally cover raw aim, tracking, counter-strafing, micro adjustments, recoil control, and spray transfers? And are you ever actually practicing these things on real players? And even if your training routine does have all these things, how much effort are you actually putting into your routine? And how long are you doing it for? And how consistent throughout the week, month, or season are you? The best way to approach having a sound training routine is to cover all these things and remain consistent with it. The exact routine I did was this: 250 bots standing completely still, 250 bots counter-strafing and bursting, 250 bots counter-strafing and tapping, and 250 bots while tracking long strafes. Once that was done, I would complete 10 minutes of recoil training on both the A1S and AK, and after that, I would do about 60 minutes of deathmatching. I know this sounds like a lot, and to be honest, when I first started doing it, it was exhausting. But eventually I got used to the grind and even started to enjoy it. And if you've been around the channel long enough, you've probably seen me do this exact routine while streaming. Your routine doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but like I said, it's important that the routine you do have covers all aspects of aiming in Counter-Strike and you remain consistent with it. The second step is to address your physical and mental condition. The best advice I can give anyone is to not play CS when you're not in the best condition to play. Your mental health and physical health should always have priority over Counter-Strike. Some players will entirely lose sight of this, and their in-game performance isn't the only place it shows. It can also have permanent effects on your personal life. How I see it is like this: if I'm not hydrated, rested, and haven't taken care of all my personal responsibilities, then I won't boot up Counter-Strike. And you should do the same. Step 3 is to optimize your setup. This could be a number of things, such as your EDPI, the mouse you're using, the mouse pad it's on, the grip you hold your mouse, the refresh of your monitor, or even the chair you're sitting in. Everyone's setup is going to be a little bit different, and it should be entirely tailored to the person using it. But for myself personally, I use an EDPI of 700, I use a Logitech Pro X Superlight, and I use a mouse pad that spans the entire width of my desk, and on top of that mouse pad is another SteelSeries QCK mouse pad. I have more of a hybrid between a claw and a palm grip, and I also use a BenQ monitor with a 240Hz refresh rate. Whatever your setup is, it's important that if something is bothering you, that you address it. Step 4 involves analyzing your mechanical shortcomings. In order to start doing this, you need to start watching your own demos. I've said it before in the past, but the one thing that has absolutely helped my game sense was watching my demos. But another way they can be useful is to take a close look at why you're not getting kills in certain situations. What core aiming fundamentals do you need to focus on? Are you constantly overflicking targets? Are you unable to track someone when they appear on your screen? Or are you failing to make accurate micro adjustments when necessary? All these things can be easily found by just watching a few rounds in a demo, and then slowing it down when you see someone. Watch it over a few times and really think about how you can eliminate this weakness from your game. The biggest issue I ever identified with myself was my inability to make consistently accurate micro adjustments, and that really showed when I was using the Deagle. Regardless of what it is, there's an endless amount of content on YouTube about how you can fix certain aiming fundamentals. Another way you can find your shortcomings is to do an aiming benchmark on aim labs. Using aim labs was the first time I realized I suck at tracking, and after countless hours of practice, I can confidently say it's one of my strong suits as an aimer. For step number 5, you need to really understand the importance of crosshair placement. I know I sound like a broken record because every other video I release I mention this, but the reason why is because it is seriously the most important aspect of CS. Even if you are the best aimer in the world, if you constantly put yourself in bad situations with your crosshair, then you'll never become a consistent player, and players with significantly worse aim than you will always have the upper hand. An analogy I like to use with this concept is with basketball. Imagine two people are going to have a shooting competition, but one player gets to stand under the rim and make layup after layup, and the other person has to shoot half-court shots. Even if the person at half-court is a world-class basketball player and the person under the rim is a high school varsity player, the person under the rim will always win. This is the exact situation you're putting yourself in. And this could be the exact reason why you train your aim non-stop just to get rolled by players that you know have worse aim than you. To train crosshair placement, you can use pre-fire maps, and that's all great, but honestly, that isn't really that necessary. You can just join an offline map, and when you peek corners, test yourself on how accurate your crosshair placement is. This is something I did regularly and something that I still do during warm-ups of every single one of my matches. Step 6 is to develop confidence. This idea of confidence is really an elusive feeling for some players, and it is something that will every now and then escape me. And when it does, my ability to not only aim, but to play smart Counter-Strike just goes out the window. When I first started to gain confidence was shortly after I started my training routine. Just the idea that I'm likely putting more time and effort into becoming a better Counter-Strike player than anyone in my lobby was enough for me to feel optimistic about my performance. And as time went on and the more hours I put into my mechanics, the more confident I became. However, when confidence does escape me, the best way I can recapture it is by either training or watching VODs of pro players. Seeing what good Counter-Strike looks like and knowing that my training does pay off is usually enough for me to feel good about myself again and find that same form that I'm used to. I already know a lot of people are going to be displeased with this last step, but the honest to God truth about having better aim in Counter-Strike comes down to how much you play. There is no denying that the more you have the mouse in your hand, the better your aiming will be. There's a reason that the best players in the world have more than 10,000 hours and some tens of thousands of hours. And that reason is that reps will always be the best way to get better. And that applies for literally anything. If we take another look at the elo graph that I showed at the beginning of the video, it also shows that I've played over 1,500 matches on Faceit. However, keep in mind that I don't even have 3,000 hours played yet. So if you take the steps I laid out in front of you seriously, then the amount of time you'll need to achieve similar aim to that of the pros will be remarkably less. Also, just because that last step is essentially play the game more, doesn't take away from step number 2. Please take care of your mental health and reach out to someone if you need help. Well, that's all I got. Before I close out the video, I want to quickly shout out all the RyderDie YouTube members. You guys are awesome and are really the #1 reason why I continue to make content. Also, if you're looking for a Discord community to join, you should check out the RyderDie Discord server. There you can find like-minded players to queue with, join giveaways, and take part in 10-mans that we sometimes do. Anyway, that's everything. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. Thanks for watching.
Nice. Happy Christmas to you.